I seen a ghost, the spirit activity of knocking all my books off the shelf. And I'm the birthstones, so that's one of the major kind of stones that come out of the Glastonbury tour. Okay. If you like, that's the umbilical or the heart. It's just part of the 3D labyrinth.
Ever seen an actual element?
Yes.
Elemental?
Yes.
And how would you describe this elemental? This is Funny Universe podcast. My name is Hoai-Linh, and today we have...
Garry Sharp. Hello.
Hi Garry, thank you so much for coming today. I've been really excited about interviewing you because you're probably one of the most knowledgeable people here in Glastonbury about all sorts of electroherbalism and electroculture and things to do with your copper coils, right? But before we get into that, let's tell the viewers more about who you are. So where did you come from? Were you originally from Glastonbury?
I come from Yeovil, which is in Somerset still. Mm-hmm. I grew up near a lovely place called Nine Springs. So obviously there's 9 springs. So I've always been a nature spirit. So at the age of 7, it was my bedtime and I went to walk upstairs and I seen a ghost, a outline of a figure on the stairs. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going up there. I went, Mum, Dad, there's a ghost at the top of the stairs. So my dad gave me an elastic band and said, don't worry, just shoot it at it and that would solve the problem.
Did it solve the problem?
Instantly I knew not to ask them for help. So I walked up and I tried to engage in conversation, because I was, scared. But the spirit did not look at me. Oh. So after a while, I tried to engage conversation. I was aware of it, and I basically annoyed it. So what we have done, it walked to my bookshelf and started the spirit activity of knocking all my books off the shelf. And I'm like, why are you doing this? You're not going to pick that up. And what's up with you? Doesn't nobody love you?
Oh my God.
And instantly she looked at me for the first time and she goes, no, they don't. And I went, not even an animal. You hadn't even had an animal love you. And with that, she went, actually, yeah. And with that, this collie come through the wall. Oh. She made a little kind of a fuss of it.
Yeah.
And with that, she turned and walked out the room, never to be seen again. So at a very early age, that was my first experience of spirit and helping them cross over. But I also knew that I'm 50. So at that age of 7, there was this song called Ha Ha Hee Hee, I'm coming to take you away, ha ha, to the funny farm.
That sounds it's dodgy to me.
It really, but this is the top of the pops. This is almonds. So I knew that there was a lot of mental hospitals going around, and you had to be careful what you told to the adults.
Be careful what you to the animals?
What you tell to the adults. Usually people have this psychic phenomenon around that age. And usually,
what age again was it?
7.
Yeah.
So usually what people do is they kind of test it out like I did, or they get their duvet and pull it up and they go, you do not exist. So totally, or it goes the negative way and they get sanctioned.
Amazing. So this happened, not in Glastonbury.
This is in Yeovil.
Yeovil. So how did you come from Yeovil to now?
So age of 10, I went on a trip to the Glastonbury Abbey. Oh. So, and then I started learning about the legends, the history, and I'm going, oh my geez, I live in such a magical fairy tale and legend country, and I'm here. This is amazing. So that was my first experience. And then I worked in the care field in Yeovil for 18 years. And then there was a poignant twist that I got invited to garden, and I've always been a gardener. People said you should be a gardener, and I've just gone, how can you make money from that? And then on this kind of bad luck that was good luck, I became a gardener, and I was the guardian of the side of the tour where the birthstone comes out.
Oh wow.
So that was pretty cool.
So cool.
That was my introduction.
Yeah. And actually, just so that people know, I invited Garry over to do some dowsing on my place, didn't you?
I did.
And then you managed to find 2 big spots, one in the living room as like a fairy cavern, and then also one in between the 3 garden rooms as a potential spot for spring water, which I'm very excited about. So hopefully one day we could maybe borrow down, but there's a lot of logistics around that. But you're really into...
Massive logistics.
Yeah, massive logistics. You're really into the copper coils, helping plants and everything grow around the garden.
So yeah, again, that's another story of if you will seek, you will find. Okay. So I read a book by Drumbelow, Living in the Heart, and at the beginning, it says about these tensor rings and coils and helping the earth. And but this is 2005, so the internet was just getting started. So I'm like, great, I can't find any info. So guess what? I was walking up Glastonbury High Street, and in the window was this leaflet saying this guy is coming from America, and he's doing a 2-day free course in Bournemouth. And I was like, and I'm going on that, thank you very much.
And you never looked back since?
I never looked back.
Yeah, because a lot of your stuff is to do with tensor coils, and you have a lot of jewellery. We'll go into that in a bit. But in terms of bringing you here to Glastonbury after doing, looking after, what was it called? The
birthstones. So that's one of the major kind of stones that come out of the Glastonbury tour. Okay. If you like, that's the umbilical or the heart. It's just part of the 3D labyrinth, but it's an amazing place. And unfortunately, when I've always gone to sacred sites, I haven't gone there as a tourist, I've had to go and clean things up because of the elementals, and this is where Mind Springs and Yeovil has come, because that's where my sanctuary was and how I learned.
I've got so many questions about this, because not only did you talk about the labyrinth and the beginning, and birthstones being part of the labyrinth, you're also talking about wanting to clean the area up.
It's not wanting to clean, it's being asked to clean from the direct elementals or the earth itself, which is like...
So when you see these elementals, what do you see?
So sometimes you can, when I make geometry, all right, so sometimes I'm focused on making this, and then I've got the left or right brain going, is this going to work? Is this not going to work? And what I do now is it's going to work. So there's no left or... So anyway, I'm doing this and I'm going, I don't think this is working. So I put it on the side of my patio, do a bit of gardening, and all of a sudden from the corner of my eyes, I'm seeing these sparks hit the shape. And I'm going, oh, so that's a sill. So I'm like, you're liking that then? And they're going, yeah, we love it. And I'm going, why do you love it? And it goes, because it's the pattern, the geometry of our home. And I'm like, okay, so I best finish making that then. They were like, yes, please.
So do you hear, it's clairaudience then, you hear it, you don't see anything, you hear it?
I would say it's a mishmash, it's a model. You know, it just is. You become, it's like when I braise or I'm doing work, I become everything and nothing at the same time. So it's all encapsulated. But sometimes it's more prominent than others, and it, you know, so it depends what's happening, why I've gone there, what was the call in.
Just because because I know that you were able to see spirits from a younger age, and you were able to see a female spirit. When you have you ever seen an actual elemental?
Yes.
And how would you describe this elemental?
Well, the thing is, they will shapeshift. Okay. So it's whatever the imagination will be pertinent at the time. Okay. So I've seen centaurs, I've seen the little wild strawberry fairy that's that big, you know. So it is massive. I've seen the three-headed dog that guards Hades, but that is a twisting story because actually it's in Harry Potter. It's called Fluffy.
So what would you say to people that are complete like non-believers?
Okay, so we can scientifically prove that we can see and emit our aura, our filaments, our energy. So the best way to start is with our own energy. So first of all, take off all your jewellery and basically just get to a neutral state, shut your eyes and see like a photograph of you. So it's a black and white photograph. So you just see the shadow of your body and then you see whatever is around your body. And just look at that. You might see colours, you might not see colours. Just take, a while just viewing what that... the negative photo print gives you. So then you can start playing with your jewellery that you've took off and just pick one bit at a time and see what colours that will bring in to your energetic field. And that is the preliminary step, is you start with yourself.